Hello everyone, good evening. Welcome to our daily stock market insights for today. And we are currently in May 7th, 2020. And another interesting day. Another day full of action in the market. Right, Bien, good evening. Welcome. How were your trades today? Okay, let me start pulling up our chart here while we wait for the others to join. Okay. There. Let us see how did TSEI perform today. Let me know if the audio is not good or if you're having technical issue. Let me know, okay? Pulubi gains. Well, at least you have a gain, right? With a bearish market, it's really hard to generate gains. How many trades? Is that just for one trade? Gentle request for MPI, MWC, ABA. Okay, sure. Okay, let me get a notepad here. Just one minimum exposure. Okay. Are you just trading the Philippine market? Do you trade IPO? IPO, I'm not very active when a stock is in an IPO day because it's very volatile and we really need to watch the market if you are or if we are going to trade during the IPO. Maria Clarissa Tamayo, Miss JD request po ICT, Ali, and MPI. Alright, ICT, Ali. Okay, ICT, Ali, MPI is first on our list, and Maria also requested TEL and newbie trader. That's okay. We all start at the beginning, and we'll reach a certain level someday. Just don't get tired of studying, Bien. That's my only recommendation for you. And regardless of who the person you'll talk to, they will have the same advice. Z. Hi, Miss JD. Kamusta? Kindly check SSI and Pizza BTC. Okay, you want to check Bitcoin as well. Alright, let's check that. SSI, Pizza, BTC. By the way, guys, have you noticed something different when you joined our live? Did you see friendly reminders on our videos? So finally, I got approved, and YouTube has finally granted us our YouTube partner program, so we can now play ads on our videos. And your way, you can support Miss JD in two ways. Number one, when you watch her video, please don't skip that friendly reminder that you see from our advertisers. Don't skip that. Number two, do you see the dollar icon here? If you want to support Miss JD, you can now click the dollar icon on this live chat window, and then you can show your support to Miss JD. Okay. Let's continue. Maria, you're right. Until yesterday, it ended 127. Planned to sell before the opening, but I just let it play out. I bought it at 145. So I will just leave it there. Long term na talaga. Okay. So I can't even remember because when you previously, I don't know how I can do this, but I need to use a different phone to probably to watch my previous videos, because I know when you already have ads on your videos, you're not supposed to watch your own videos. But I need to study my previous performance, so I might have to use a different, probably a cell phone, just to watch my analysis the previous day. So Maria, you said that I was able to plot it correctly with marking it at 127. Okay, so let's see. We'll deep dive into that again. Maria, thank you for that. Thanks. Hoping to get in at. That's great. That Carlos said hoping to get in at. I think your statement is not complete. Maria, that's great. Congrats. Wow, that's great. Congratulations from Z. Okay. All right. So someday, who knows, one of you guys will replicate whatever we are doing here, and you'll be doing live yourself someday, and you'll have your own YouTube channel. So yeah. So let's start, okay? And let's talk about the index first. The index is just doing sideways and just sitting at the MA20 line. So really, it's a 50-50 analysis. So if you have more movements breaking the MA20 line, so that means it could potentially drop to around 5,466 level. So just the area where we plotted it previously. If it goes up, then you have this as your next resistance level, short term. Okay, in the meantime, I see this just moving sideways for now, unless you have really a good catalyst to push the price higher for our blue chip companies in the Philippines. Okay, although today it's just very very minimal increase, 0.25%. All right, let's talk about MPI. MPI. Okay, so this stock managed to revisit your MA20 line, which is around the support level. Okay, so I think that the action today has already served a bounce and will potentially continue to move upwards. And at any time the market gives you a chance at 2.67 again, and it continues to move up, anywhere from 2.67 to 2.75 would already be a good entry price. Okay, we've started moving above the MA20 line, and yeah, so slight consolidation or sideways first. I feel that that's going to be the movement, and this stock is really known for baby steps, and but overall I feel that this 2.67 is really going to sustain. So I mentioned previously that I entered around 263. I actually exited my trade at 2.94, as I felt that yesterday this stock is really going to dip, but I was planning to get in again at around the same area. However, here's what happened. That same day, I also placed the amount that I exited in MPI. I placed it in MEG, and then I continued working. And so, actually, what happened yesterday, I entered at 2.63, and today, I even witnessed this dipping up until 255, and then I got worried. Good thing in today's market, when this is the first time I've seen it after the market closed. Good thing it managed to move up, so I think that's a good sign. We might have some more bullish actions for MEG. I almost got nervous there. Oh, 7.19 million on foreign buying. So I think they just touched the base, which is your support at around 250. I think this was 255. and then there's a high probability that it will continue to move up. So good thing um, it sustained. I even forgot I placed it there. I thought I still have buying power. And when I worked yesterday, it just pushed my order. So far, looking good. We'll continue to monitor MEG there. Now let's continue with MWC. Okay, Isa, Ali and CHP. Hello, Isa. Welcome to our channel. Okay, so if you guys have not subscribed to our channel yet, this is your chance. Please do hit the subscribe and like it as well. Joseph, good evening po. Pasama po sa review AXLM, SSP, RLC, and Tech. Okay. Let's continue with MWC. MWC so far has reached a short-term resistance here. This one, I'm not sure if we reviewed this yesterday, but this is actually a sign of weakness. It's a shooting star. Yep, it's a shooting star, and it was validated in today's candlestick. So that was a sign of weakness because a shooting star that comes out near your resistance is already a sign and validated by a red candlestick today. That means there is a big chance that it'll go back to your MA20 line, and then by the time it reaches that level, we can talk again and see how your candlestick and the other indicators look like, and see if it will potentially bounce or will continue to drop. ABA is just well, this could already be I like the doji here. When it dropped, normally you see this is also a doji. When a doji comes out either on the resistance or in the support area, that could also mean a possible sign of change in direction. So let us plot this level because this is where I see a previous resistance. You see that was your previous resistance, so I feel that anywhere from 0.53 to 0.55, actually even 0.54 here, just a 0.02 cents difference. That could already be a good area to try out and see if start accumulating volume there. So really most of the time the recommendation or the insights I give here is more of a position trader. We wait for the right position before we get in. Sometimes there's also momentum trading, but seldom do I see stocks are really at its momentum or at a breakout, because normally when there is a breakout in the current market condition right now, it does not sustain. So better yet, wait for the bottom, and then let's find out. Let's first validate an official bounce before we get in. So that's what we do. Wait, for instance, here at 0.53, we know that we are very near the support area. My recommendation is wait for a green engulfing candlestick to come out to validate the bounce. MRC. MRC is a bounce, right? This is a bounce. You just sit right above the MA20 line. You started at that price and we moved higher. Although this is just a minimal increase in in the price right now, but that's already a good sign. This is your support, guys. Remember, when you start moving above the MA20 line, your MA20 can act as your support. When you're moving below that, then your MA20 can be your resistance. Look at this. Each time it goes near your MA20, there's a rejection. This one did not even reach that, but very near your MA20 line, then there was rejection. But when we start moving above it, then that becomes your support. Okay, and right now I think it is just revisiting that, and will most likely do something like this again. Okay, look at your potential here. If you believe in the fundamentals of this stock, I think you are at a very good timing. As I feel that, look, Okay, from a 0.15 to a potential of 0.47. Even halfway there is already good. Next would be SSP. SSP is, okay, it's just revisiting a new support here. Okay, I think you are currently sitting at a support. It is trying to establish that, and so far, actually, yeah. Now let me plot it here in this area, because this is where I see price consolidating, and this one too, right? When it touches that level, there's a slight bounce that's happening, and you have very, very minimal movement. It seems like no one's already wanting to sell their position, as I feel it will continue to move up. See that as your price declines, the volume is also starting to decline. So same recommendation, for instance here, following the same pattern over here, we needed to see a green candlestick. This one as well had green, but at least it's sustained, right? So a green candlestick starting at this level and ending higher was your chance. Normally we would want to see an engulfing candlestick. However, the next day it just shoot up or significant increase in the price. So I think that's a different story. But what I see here is a perfect example is this one. So you established a support here, and then you had an engulfing candlestick, and the next day it just continued to move up. And sometimes, people take profit, allowing you up to this level. So you ended at 0.63, right? And then the next day it started to move up, and it even gave you a chance at the 0.60, haggling for a few cents. So that is why when I create a plot, I know it's already engulfing this candlestick. I still put my plot here for our support, because sometimes within the day people take profit and then revisits your support. So normally within this range from 0.63 to 0.55, anywhere from that line would be already a good haggle. And then see what happens next. Significant climb over there, right? So same is true with here. Let's wait for a green candlestick to come out, and then let's not change the support, because sometimes within the day that area gets revisited. What is the indicator below this one? This one is your RSI. Okay, this one over here is the volume, the amount traded for the day. This one. So that is to answer Vian's question. Just wondering what setting for the moving average you are using. Is it the default? Yes, I'm using Bollinger Band, and it's using the default. The blue line over here in a Bollinger Band is a moving average, and the default is 20. That is to answer Maria's question. Good evening. This is from JK Virai. AMC, MWIDE, AC, URC, and MPI. Okay, so we're done with MPI. So let me add the others to your list, to our list. Miss JD po, SMC. Thanks. Okay, Joniel. Welcome to our channel. Okay. Next, after SSP is... Did I talk about SSI? I think I skipped. Okay, I was not able to finish it. Okay. So I doubled I encoded SSP twice. So the next is VLL. VLL, still within the support area, okay? Still within the support area, but be very, very mindful, okay? If you have more triggers, widening your lower Bollinger Band here, triggering your lower Bollinger Band, that is not a good story, okay? But currently, we are just sitting within the possible support area, and so we need something like this, an engulfing green candlestick to confirm a bounce. But just we're not out of the woods yet, because if this gets triggered down at below, then that's not a good story, okay? So watch out. ICT. Okay, so for ICT over here, what is this? Q1 2020, there is a negative 15% decline in their revenue. Okay, but currently you're sitting at the support area. All right, so following the MA20 line over here, you are still respecting MA20 as your support, similar to what is happening in this level over here. Whenever it touches your MA20 line, you have a bounce happening. So let us see if tomorrow the same path or the same movement will happen again, bouncing at the MA20 area. As I feel this kind of candlestick also is a trigger for a possible change in direction, which is a bounce. Okay, let me show you something. Let's find a similar looking candlestick formed at that area. Okay, similar to this one over here, right? There's a slight overshoot, but really you are very near the bottom, and then it bounced. Okay, so this similar, expect that there's a possible movement to the upside for this stock. Next one, Ali. Okay, Ali, good job for moving to the direction we want. There's a 45 million foreign buying that happened today. However, I'm not saying it will not break your resistance, but you are very near your resistance. So two things can happen again. If the price starts higher than 33.75 or 33.94, let's just put it at 34. Okay, if price starts 34 and up, then that means you have a breakout play, and more triggers to the upside might happen. Something like this, okay? I always draw that line. It goes up first, and then people will take profit and retest your new support, which is at the same level. But so far, promising movement here. Your RSI is still at the 55.7 area, so there's still room. That means it's not yet very expensive. Now let's try to zoom out a little bit, if it's indeed not expensive. Okay, zoom out some more, and you will see that we have dropped significantly here, and we're starting to move up. Okay, so there's a possible reward of up to 53. We're now only at the 33 level, but it might take some time. Ali, TAL. Okay, TAL. Okay, so this is the area we plotted. Okay, so let's just continue to so far it did not break the support, but I think we were right that it will revisit that. It will give us a chance at that area. And let me go back to you, Maria. I think this is your request. What did you say about this? You before the opening, but I just let it play. I bought it at 145, so I will just leave it there long term na talaga. 145. For TEL? Okay, so you purchased it, you bought it at 1,400 level. Is that correct? Maria, can you verify this again? You said you're right on TEL. Yesterday it ended 127. Or did you mean 1,227? Because right now the price is at the 1,227. And you got it at 145, so I'm not sure. Is it 145? Is it 1,400? Ah, maybe 1,450. Maria celebrates life. Sorry, 1227. Okay. All right. So I think Tel is still a very established company, and even if it declines, same as I personally have JFC, right? And we all know that JFC dipped, and I did not get out because I know the fundamentals of the company, and I'm just waiting for a good entry to buy some more volume. In this case, maybe you can do the same. And I'm not recommending this for all the stocks, only with very, very established companies. And I'm not scared, and I'm not scared to say that Tel is also an established company in the country, and you can just find your entry again and probably buy some more volume. Look at your dividend. Just look at the dividend alone. Regularly, this stock is paying dividend, and that alone, if you have more volume, then the dividend would be higher. So far I'm just plotting it at the 1227 or 1226 area because it did not break that level as of yet. Okay, because who knows, we might have a bounce again. However, if it continues to dip, I'm going to plot now a second level of your support. So if you move down, we look to the left, do you see any consolidation? Right away, I see this area being a resistance. And normally, your resistance will be revisited and will become now your new support. So 1227 and then 1175. How come okay, 1175. So that is the next possible support. But look at this. See that? Foreign buying happening. So maybe tomorrow we can have a green candlestick in the area as well. SSI. SSI also sitting at a possible support. Not totally. There's still a room for a possible dip here. This is the support that I see as of the moment, 1.16. So I will want to see something like this come out. At least touch the 1.16 and bounce. Then within the day, you can already consider entering. My take, because we're not 100% sure yet if it will continue to go down. I suggest by tomorrow, don't be in a rush to get in. Wait for the movement, and probably before the market closes, that's when you get in. That way you have already seen 90% of the movement for the entire day, and then you know for a fact that this stock has already bounced. Because it's scary sometimes when you enter at the beginning of the market, because things can happen and negate whatever analysis that we have, and like when it's already about to end. Pizza. Pizza might continue to go down and revisit your MA20 line. Okay, so this is the area that we see. This area used to be your resistance. Do you see this? Each time it bounces, it rejects this level when it was touched. However, we managed to break that at one point, and then it continued to move up, and now it is just trying to revisit your previous support. Remember what I draw when we have a breakout play? It goes up, and then revisits, and then continue moving up. It's just revisiting your support. Hold on, let me just get Jonil's request. Dito. Okay. Planning to buy pizza or Maxis? Which one gives more opportunity? Wow. Let's see Maxis as well. Okay. Carlos, let's just look at that now. Maxis. Well, it depends probably which one is your favorite. You like pizza or Filipino food or chicken? But let's see, hold on. Pizza. I think I like the pattern of pizza right now compared to Maxis. 156. Oh, hold on. Let me do this. I know you can do multiple windows here. So Maxis on a daily chart and pizza. Daily. Okay. They look at that. You know what's interesting, guys? Is it's almost the same pattern. You see that? Almost the same look as of the moment. And if you are to zoom in a bit for pizza, your MA20, which is the yellow line here, MA20 is starting to cross the MA50. MA20 is starting to cross the MA50. Okay. However, between the two, we are this candlestick is really close compared to this, but almost the same direction. I recommend that if you will plot MA50 alongside your MA20, wait for which stock crosses the MA50 first, and then that would be a good formation. This one over here, the support that we see is, yeah, because they have almost same look. I think I'd go for pizza. I'm torn. Both are good actually because the potential, but which one is badly beaten in stock? Same. So just put this on your watch list. Both have a good potential actually. For Maxis and pizza. Palaboy Trader is here. Let's welcome him, guys. Palaboy Trader, what's your take on Maxis and pizza? Because I see almost similar looking path here for both stocks. Alicia Jane. Hi, Miss JD Jonas Hayen here. Welcome. By the way, guys, if this is your first time, please don't forget to hit the subscribe and like the video so you're always updated. And don't forget to click that notification bell right next to subscribe so you're also updated each time we have anything new. Okay. So Isa said it's time to purchase GFC to average down. Yep, we're very close to that level, Isa. For Jollibee, we just have to wait for a good signal to buy. Because sometimes stock can go sideways for a long time, and let's just wait for a possible bounce. BTC, let's check out Bitcoin. Let's use this as I used tradingview.com when I check out foreign stocks and cryptocurrency. BTC USD. Okay, all right. So this was my previous plot, and we now have a possible breakout play. This is your resistance, and we have started moving above that line. So I think it's still a buy, but buy as near as you can to the 9,122 level. Okay. More buying. All right, good. More buying sentiment at the moment for BTC. So if you are invested or if you have a position in Bitcoin, just hang in there. I think you will be reaping profitable trade for this stock, for this currency. Ali. There. So we have an advice from Palaboy Trader. Think both will go up once quarantine is lifted. Yeah, because you know the the formation of their pattern of the movement of the stock is interestingly very similarly looking. Okay, so Ali. Oh, okay. We already plotted it here. We are just sitting at a resistance area. So if tomorrow we start higher than 33.94, then we might have a good breakout play. So I just realized we already talked about Ali. What about CHP? CHP, oh, no movement at all. So we still want to plot it at the same area then. So still sitting at the support. See that? 1.06. You're still at the support area. So wait for some more confirmation, probably another green candlestick to start at 1.06 and end much higher than that. That will be your good cue to start accumulating volume. So far, you're just at the mid-range in your RSI. So I see sideways. Still, this is sideways. So we don't really know how fast it will take for this stock to move up, because technically it has been moving sideways for the past few weeks, and we need volume. We just need volume to start picking up for this stock to push its price higher. AXLM is revisiting, okay, your possible support at the 2.72. Okay, see that, guys? You'll notice me say the same words over and over again because I just used the same pattern each time, and I didn't want to complicate my technical analysis. I just use a Bollinger Band. I find the support and resistance. I use the volume and the RSI as the indicators to help me find a decision or to reach a decision. Good story. We have foreign buying here, so I feel that just minimal movement in a downward direction, just to allow us to touch once again the possible area of support before it takes off. But then again, let's wait for a green candlestick again to come out and form here, and that will be our cue. Currently, I feel it will just visit this area because there was a gap up that happened, and it will just fill the gap before it goes up again. Okay. 2.72 is a possible support to watch out for. RLC. Hi JD, RLC and ICT. Yes, at Moyana 1. Do I have ICT? Oh, I already did discuss that. But let me go and add RLC. Actually, I am going to discuss RLC now. Okay. Look at RLC. I think this is already a bounce for RLC. Okay. But this is where our support area as of the moment. So you have to make a decision if you already want to get in right away, right at the start of the market, or you want to wait and haggle anywhere between 1393 to 1492. So you can make a decision right there. But I feel that this is just the support, and next movements would be to the upside. Okay, so that's our area, two areas to watch out for. In the short term, your next resistance is here. Just doing range trading. Next would be, of course, you have to check this area as well, because I see consolidation. Like this one, it touches this level. There's a rejection that happened, and also this, and it landed here and became a resistance there as well. So your support broke down and it didn't sustain, and they tried to move up here, but there was a rejection right away. So we are just currently revisiting your long-term or your solid support at this level, because it has been so many days over here where your price lands and just bounce, minimal bounces there. RLC. Tech. Okay. Hi Ed, Despida. Hello Miss JD, good evening. Your thoughts on EEI, SECB, UBP, and Loom. Okay. Thanks in advance. Sorry for the bulk request. No worries about that. The more stocks I review every day, the faster I become better. Whoa. And you too, guys. Right? So we're down to tech. Tech over here has touched your MA20 once again, okay, which is a possible area of bounce, as you can see, okay. Now your main consideration here is that, again, we want to see a green candlestick to come out here, similar to this. The next one became a green candlestick, but this one, actually, this doji over here is again, when it comes out at the support level, could already mean something, possible bounce, but it did not really sustain here. So we also want to check this one out, 8.18 being a support, and we want to see a green candlestick. But if that gets negated, be sure, if your mindset is trading, cut your loss early when it negates your analysis. And so far, we're plotting the support at the 8.18 area. And let's see if this MA20 line will still be sustained or it will break. Because if it does, the next drop could be at the 7.11 level. Around that 7.11. The mouse is not participating. Okay, you see that? The next is AMC. Oh. Is this the right stock? Or Mac? Did you mean Mac? Who requested this? JK. I think this is yours, JK. Did you mean AMC or Mac? Maybe Mac. Okay, let's change that to Mac. Because that stock is not really very common, but I feel that you actually requested for Mac. Anyway, for Mac, as you see here, this is the support area. Alright? And we just landed at that level, a few cents higher than that level. So I still would like to plot the same area for support, and we don't. Okay, your trigger is if 4.18 is hit again, and your RSI, let us say this one. Let's just plot a vertical line so I know where it is. Okay, so for instance, anyway, I thought it will go through up to this level. So what you want to see here is that you want to see an upward direction in your RSI. See that? If this does a double bottom, so that's a double bottom when it reaches your 4.18 area and your RSI is moving in an upward direction, so that is what we call bullish divergence. Then chances are you might have a possible bounce coming soon if the direction of your RSI is sustained in that manner. MWIDE. Same, MWIDE is just doing sideways here. Okay, but the perfect time to watch a stock is when it's doing sideways. Okay, so you are ahead of the game. and you know the next possible movement. It might take some time though, but start watching stocks that are already doing sideways, because it's either it will start to bounce, and you will be able to get in on time. So 6 peso area is our support for MWIDE. And look at this, price just moving sideways, and your RSI is already doing bullish divergence here. See that? Okay, so watch out for that next possible movement, creating a bounce. AC. Oh, Ed mentioned it's Alaska Milk Corporation. Are you sure? Just kidding. All right. Wow, looks like we already have a breakout play for AC, right? But the support areas are very near each other, so that's the sad thing. Okay, so this is the first resistance that we have. It also managed to break this. I think we have more movements to the upside for this stock. See that? Big potential still. I still want to plot our area for our support at 606. And if you get to haggle between 662 and 606, that would be great. Probably enter around 632 is also a considerable area to enter at. But I see some more bullish, okay? More bullish actions for this stock. Just be extra mindful as soon as it reaches beyond your 70 level that is already overbought. And when it is overbought, a stock can already be, expensive. Let me plot your next resistance right here. Nearest resistance. And then we again check if it touches that level. If we have signs of weakness, then consider taking profit or lock in some profit. Oh. So are you sure it's really AMC, Alaska Milk Corporation? For Ed mentioned AMC is Alaska. It was delisted a few years ago. Oh, okay. URC, this stock is not giving me a chance. Okay. So I think it's starting to, somehow it started to trigger the MA20 line with a bearish sentiment. If this stock revisits your 117 level, that is already a good opportunity to catch it there. Okay, so if it continues to break down in price, this is the next possible support. I have a feeling the traders are, pulling the price lower and lower, giving them a chance to enter again at a much cheaper price before May 27. They're after the cash dividend here. So I feel that could also happen. Some big players are pulling the prices down, probably fetching some of the friends to buy some shares before it takes off. Dito. Dito still doing sideways here. Okay, no volume. So I feel that it will continue to move sideways first for quite some time. And let's use our MA20 line as our support. What about EEI? Right. So by the way, guys, for the new joiners, I'm so happy to share to you that our channel is now monetized. If you visit us again in our live tomorrow, help Miss JD. Don't skip the ad. That is our way of, earning a little extra while doing this. So I'm really happy. And whatever earnings I get here, I will reinvest it in the market. So don't skip the ad. All right, let's continue. EEI. EEI still has this support. 5.03. Okay, so it might revisit that level and create a bounce there, and continue to watch your RSI here. If this continues to move up in the direction while it touches the support level, then that is a good sign. Slowly we are gaining momentum, as well as volume is gaining, starting to pick up there, increasing volume. You'll be surprised, right? We're here moving sideways, and comparing it with the previous performance, you don't even have a lot of volume. But right now, when the stock is just doing minimal movements, your big players are already starting to accumulate. So if your funds are not that, not as big as theirs, but you think like them, you can, there's a big chance that you will be able to ride the wave alongside the big players there. SECB. SECB also doing sideways. We don't have, yeah. So same is true with this. You see that starting to climb this, this blue cloud-like pattern there. So you see an increase in the volume as well, but slight. Okay, so just watch out. This one is also doing sideways, and your RSI has been moving, has been accumulating or gaining momentum here. See that? So I just feel that it will also start to pick up someday. We just need, probably I'm thinking, if we go back by next week, if the quarantine is lifted, this will also start to push the price higher. The next one is UBP. UBP, you're just very near your short-term resistance. See that? This is the resistance that I see. So two things again. If it breaks that, we start much higher than 54.80, 81, then that's when we see we have a breakout play. But I try to avoid stocks with very, very minimal trades. That means there are very few people engaged in that stock. So that's one realization that I have through the years. I first look at, even if the pattern is very enticing, very promising, I try to gear away from those stocks with so little participants. It might take some time before my order can be executed, unless you're a solid fan. For example, I'm a solid fan of Union Bank. Regardless of the wait time, I'm willing to wait, because I know someday, like, volume can pick up, trades can pick up. Anyway, I am for long term, something to that effect. If you have that kind of mindset, then all good, stay there. But if you want to be a trader, trader wants a stock that has a lot of trades, so that they can get in and out of a stock. Very little profit, but multiple trades. That's what they like. Bloom. Bloom here. Okay, Bloom. For several days, we've been triggering the lower band. So, playing conservative again here. This stock might at one point break and go back to the 4.30 level. And let's see if it will create a bounce, as it does a double bottom when it reaches that level. Okay, something like this. And then look at your RSI. If RSI moves in an upward direction, gaining momentum there, so that might bounce at the 4.30 level. Okay, so we have a question. +1 trader, +1 position trader here. Yeah, I'm also more of a position trader. Maria has a question. Miss JD, how do you set your Bollinger Band MA20 and MA50 and the chart itself? I'm trying to do it, but it is creating a different box at the bottom. Okay, so what we do here, so you add two indicators. So this one is just a Bollinger Band. So if you want to add an MA50, you go MA moving average, right? And then this one is the orange or brown thingy here is the moving average that I've added. And I click the settings. I change the style, the number here to 50. I change this to probably something bright or green. Make it a little thicker. There. So I have now a blue line here that shows my MA20 and a green line which is my MA50. So they're all in the same chart. I remove my drawing. I remove all drawings. Okay, see that? So I have blue and green, blue being MA20 and green being MA50. So when an MA20 crosses, look at this for example, MA20, which is your blue line, crosses your MA50, which is my green line, look what happens next. Price moves up. MA20 is higher than the MA50. It's a signal that the stock is in an upward trend. However, if the blue line, which is your MA20, is below your MA50, see the movement? It's on a decline. So that's your cue. Oh, where's JFC? Did I talk about JFC? No? Okay. Ray wanted JFC. Yeah, I have to check that. I also have JFC. Okay, JFC. Okay, so look at this. Maybe I should start putting MA50 in my on my chart here. This one is now trying to make an attempt to cross the MA50. Your MA20 is starting to cross the MA50 line, right? So I feel that the next possible movement, if we have just good volume here, it will continue to move up. But just in case the market gives you a chance at 134, that will still be a good entry price, right? But I feel since we're about to cross the MA50 line, a little sideways before it goes up, that's the trigger. I still don't want to change my support level at the 134, as I feel that one of these days there's still a chance that this level will be touched. Okay, great. Thank you so much. That is from Maria. Steve Santiago. Alright, so let's check out ACEPH. Okay, what do we see here? So first of all, our blue line is above the green line, which is our MA20 is higher now than the MA50. I still want to use our MA20 as our support at the moment. Look at that. So for several days, price has been touching this area, and you see some slight bounce over there. This used to be a resistance, a support over here, right? If you also want to check out the bigger picture, we look at our weekly chart, and then from there we check out the much faster time frame. Okay, on a weekly chart, looks like yes, we see a support over here. Actually, could be here. Yeah, it's an area anyway. So 2.22. That's where we see our possible support. Anyway, this is your MA20 line. Okay, so nice one over here. foreign buying. So let's take a look if I think the best trigger here is if we see a green candlestick forming, probably starting at 2.22 and then it ends up much higher than 2.27. That's a good trigger that you have a more bullish movement in the coming days. Okay, I'm still I'll remove the green line first. I'm not so comfortable looking at so many lines. Okay, you see that? Okay, so use 2.22 as your support. Maria, last na po, GTCAP please, Miss JD. Alright, GTCAP. ACEPH. Alright. Then GTCAP. I was looking at this today. I think there's a, yeah. I suggest we also start watching this stock. Although we are still moving sideways for this stock, we are just waiting for the right timing. Okay, again, as soon as the price gives us a chance at the 395.88, we now have a possible, like, double bottom, and then you look at your RSI. If your RSI is still giving us this upward direction, that means there is still momentum that's happening. That would signal a possible change in direction as well. And wait for this. Oh, I think we already checked this. I was talking about this earlier. Did we? Which stock did we talk about? It has almost the same look in terms of pattern. Anyway, but so that's what you need to watch out for. If the stock gives you a chance at 395, look at your RSI and see if your direction is still the same. Wait for a green candlestick, probably something like this, and then that's the time you enter. Alright, do we have, okay, so ICT, I think we checked this already today. Let's see. Yeah, we did. For ICT, we're sitting at a support area, so wait for a possible bounce in this level. Just wait for that green candlestick to come out in this area before you get in as well. Okay, otherwise, if that gets negated and it breaks our MA20 line, you have to remind yourself what was your objective, why you got in this stock. If you're in it as a trader, of course, you have to make sure that we cut our losses early. Otherwise, if your main intent in getting in this stock is really to invest, what that would mean, you now have an opportunity to buy some more volume at an area where you have a possible bounce, right? Don't catch it as it goes down because you don't really know how deep it could get, and you will not be able to maximize your potential profit. Wait for a signal that you are now at the bottom and you are triggering a bounce. That's when you enter. There you go. William Tan, MRSGI also. Please, Steve. Thanks. You're welcome, Steve. MRSGI. Let me add that. And Marco also wanted. Marco is late today. Marco is always early. MRSGI and Euro and Ma. Okay. Let's check out MRSGI over here. Okay. 1.70 is our support area. So I think it could still give us a chance at this range. Otherwise, let me also try to do this. Because sometimes it doesn't really go back to the MA20. At least when we plot our Fibonacci retracement, you know that you have areas to watch out as possible support levels. Okay, I use a wick down here. Therefore, when I plot the second point over here, I also consider the wick. All right, you know what's interesting here? So let me remove my line because it's not that precise. You are actually sitting at a possible bounce, which is around the 1.79, and you're at 1.80 level. So try to see if tomorrow you have a price starting much higher than this, then that would mean you have a bounce in that level. If it breaks, the next possible support is just where your MA20 is at, a slight overshoot below that. So two areas to watch out for. I don't recommend this part because I think that's already too deep. But watch out for it right up here. Okay, and here if you have a bounce tomorrow, use your Fibonacci retracement so you have a line. And euro is a bounce. Okay, perfect bounce. I think that's an exaggeration, but just a bounce. Okay, you bounced at the MA20 area, so that's a good signal because first, second, third, fourth, fifth day, each time it touches that level, you have a bounce that's happening. I think this is also a confirmation that you already have it. And the next possible movement would be to the upside. But don't expect too much of a jump as of yet. You don't have much volume, so anything can still happen. In fact, it can even touch your 2.52 level again because there's not much volume. I think 2 or 3 people taking profit would bring the price down to 2.52. Oh, okay. Marco, I was on time. Got it. So you were just quietly listening. Okay, cool. Ma. Okay, so Ma over here also retraced. And let me try to plot the Fibonacci again. I want to use this up to here. Okay, so it might drop up to this level, the 2.37 level, before it could potentially give us a bounce. If that gets broken, then the next line would be your MA20, which is right on the spot there. So I think it will touch this first and challenge. You had 2 days here dropping at that level and it bounced. And I think it will retest that first. Okay, MAH. Alright, looks like I was able to answer all your requests tonight. Okay, it's been another productive night for all of us, another successful group study session with Miss JD. And ABBA was the 4th stock I reviewed tonight. Let me go back to that for you. Okay, so this is the support area that we have plotted for ABBA, 0.53. So try to monitor as the price touches that level, see if you have a bounce. I think this doji over here is already a good trigger that we are nearing that possible bounce soon. Okay, so it's up to you if you want to haggle and really confirm it at this level, or if it starts to move up, then your call. You can find your entry, as I feel that there's a bigger possibility that we now have a possible change in direction, which is a bounce. All right. Okay, so if this is your first time in our channel, please don't forget to subscribe and like if you're happy with what we have discussed today. And for tomorrow's session, I will also give you a heads up as to what time we are going to have it. And let's continue this daily rigor, guys. Okay, it's a journey. We will never be an expert overnight. So it takes consistency and practice. Just in the same manner, I am trying to be consistent in my daily stock market insights and charting activity because we have a goal. Okay, we want to be good at what we do. And thank you for joining me tonight. And yeah, have a great evening and you take care, everyone. Bye bye for now.